suicide.
The greatest gladiator match in the history of the world. Son of Krypton versus Bat of Gotham.
You're psychotic.
That is a three-syllable word for any thought too big for little minds.
It's time you learn what it means to be a man.
Stay down! If I wanted it, you'd be dead already.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm Stormtrooper Mark, and I'm going to review Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. So this will be a non-spoiler review. I probably will get into spoilers later, so when I do, I'm going to wave my hand and tell you spoilers. So, anyway, so we all know who's starring this movie: Ben Affleck as Batman, Henry Cavill as Superman, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, and Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. Alright, what did I think about this movie? This movie's very controversial to talk about. Either you love it or you hate it. There's no like gray area or mix, I feel. Like if you tell someone you didn't really like it, they're gonna bash you and say you're shit and you're wrong. But it's just, people can have opinions, and this will be my opinion. So hopefully you won't hate me. And if you wanted to write down nasty comments to tell me I'm shit, that's fine. I hope you guys could be grown adults and accept my opinion. So I'm gonna get into the good. Batman. This is the Batman I think we always wanted. Ben Affleck was amazing. No longer are the days of people bashing him, saying he was gonna be terrible. What are you guys doing? Because I was one of those people. I thought he was gonna be a horrible Batman, and I was like, why him? Then I realized, wait a minute. Okay, I liked him in Armageddon, which is a guilty pleasure of mine. He's done a lot of terrible movies. We understand Daredevil. But he's improved as a actor, even a director. He's like a really good director, and I want him to do a future standalone Batman film. I think that would be epic, because the Batman parts in this movie were so good, and no one's ever talked about this in other reviews. But the Batmobile, I fucking loved it. It's actually my favorite Batmobile right now. I would love to own that fucking thing and riding it. It's more like actually a car. Like I like the Tumbler, but it was a tank and it looked kind of ugly. So, and you can't really compare this to the Dark Knight trilogy, because Christian Bale was good at his role and Ben Affleck is amazing at his role. Okay, I said good and amazing. Sorry, they're both really good as Batman. So I'm not gonna compare the two. It's totally different. Jeremy Irons as Alfred was really good. I love the chemistry between him and Bruce. They bounced off each other really well. I felt Alfred did a lot more in this movie than Michael Caine did. He was way more involved. Jesse Eisenberg as Lex. Okay, I'm gonna actually wait for that. That's a lot of shit to say. Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. She was fine. I felt like they sort of rushed her in this movie. Like the parts when she's showing up, it's cool, but it was just, they could have, like, you honestly didn't really need her in this movie. You could have like had her do her own standalone movie, and that would have been fine. But I feel like, did you really need her? And I'll get to the part with the whole Justice League cameos, which it's not a big spoiler. Everybody pretty much knew it was gonna happen. So, who else am I missing? I guess I'll talk about Jesse Eisenberg's Lex. Did not like him whatsoever, and I heard the negative about this stuff, and I wanted to hopefully like, maybe you guys are wrong, maybe it's not that bad, but oh boy, he was like, "Oh, I'm Lex Luthor. Hey, boom. Hey, how you doing? It was just like, oh my god, shut up." He was Jesse Eisenberg. He had his twerks, and like he was twitchy. He was like popped up on sugar way too much in this movie. I felt like I want the evil Lex, kind of like what you get in the Smallville. That Lex Luthor, that would have been amazing if he was cast. Honestly, you can't do that, but I want something like that. Lois Lane, Amy Adams. There's a scene in this movie that involves a bathtub. That was amazing. But she felt like she wasn't much of a damsel in distress. Like, how many times are you going to show her falling off stuff and Superman having to save her? That happens a lot. and she was fine. She was just there to sort of show up when she's needed and help them out, and it was fine. But my big issue with the movie is the pacing and the random jump scenes to another scene to another scene to another scene. It was edited really bad. A lot of times I look and I'm like, what the hell is happening? I didn't understand the plot. It took me a while going, okay, I kind of understand. And it's almost been 24 hours. So I had been sitting in bed, looking up on my ceiling, thinking of what to say, because this is a hard review. It's really tough. So, and of course, I get that people are going to love it. That's fine. If you love the movie, cool. That's awesome. I wanted to love this movie, and I didn't. And I'm not saying it's total shit. Like, it's not like Fantastic terrible. It's way better than that crappy movie. And if anybody likes that movie, then what the fuck. But it's just... It's not a movie I'm going to watch multiple times in theaters. I don't even know if I'm going to watch it again. If it wasn't for the Blu-ray of possibly being rated R, I probably wouldn't have bought it. I don't know if I'm gonna even... I will buy this because it's gonna be a rated R version on Blu-ray, and I enjoyed the Batman scenes. Superman was fine. I just didn't understand the motivation for him to fight Batman. It felt it was just stuck in there randomly. Lex's whole idea of getting him to fight was just stupid. Like, there was no scene in this movie Batman and Alfred talk, because, okay, this, everybody knows this. Batman fucking kills in this movie. Holy shit. But I wanted a scene of Alfred talking to Bruce and telling him, dude, you're murdering people. This is not cool. If you keep this up, Superman is going to go after you. There was no scene like that. I wanted, like, Superman to literally say to Batman, you're killing people. I am not doing that. And so that's my motivation going after you. But no. What the actual motivation is just cheesy and stuck in there in the last minute. And I hated that. So, because the scene, it's in the trailer, so not spoilers. But when he says, don't put your signal up in the light, the bat is dead. Something like that, right? Why? Why are you saying this? Because the whole movie, I felt Superman had no beef with Batman at all. Like, Batman's beef made sense because of the events, the end of Man of Steel. It was just really choppy, and Zack Snyder's not a good at storytelling. He makes a beautiful movie, but he needs someone to, you know, tell him how to write a story. So that's my issue with this movie. I don't think it deserves now, 29 on Rotten Tomatoes? 29%? That's too far. It's 2 days ago it was at 41, and then dropped to 38, and then 31, and it keeps dropping. And I think there's just trolls on the internet. Because, think about this. Sharknado is at, like, 85%. Shark-fucking-nado. That tells you something is wrong with the rating system. And it's really critics versus the fans, right? And I don't consider myself a critic. I'm a fan. I love comic book movies. I feel like the problem is they're sticking these movies with, let's make a franchise. Let's do more movies. And the reason movies like Deadpool worked really good, because it was a standalone film, and they didn't hint at a sequel. The only time they hinted at a sequel was after the credits. And it's like, hi, Deadpool 2 is going to happen. That is it. And so rushing in the Justice League in this movie was not a good idea. Honestly, I think they should have done a Batman movie after Man of Steel, and then do Wonder Woman, and then, like, Justice League. So I just didn't like the motivation of Batman fighting Superman. And the scenes, they were pretty cool. They looked awesome. I loved Batman in that armor. The glowing white eyes was fucking epic. But the trailer gave away everything. scene 1, 2, and 3, literally, and with not Deadpool, Doomsday. So that trailer really told you everything about this movie. Every scene, you watch all the TV spots, everything is pretty much given away. There was nothing new until the very end, which I'm going to talk about soon. Okay, if I rate this C minus, so I wanted to love it. I really did. I'm sorry. And if you guys, of course, like I said, want to say I'm stupid, whatever, I don't care. It's just, that's fine. And I'm expecting to get a lot of dislikes in this video because I didn't love it. So I wanted to, honestly. I'm just being honest with you guys. I hope you can respect that. So, okay, I'm going to get into spoilers. Spoilers. You've been warned. So, they kill off Superman in this movie. Wow, did they have the guts to kill off Superman in this movie? But we all know he's not completely dead. The casket sort of lifted. Well, not lifted, but the sand on it sort of hovered. So you know he's not going to be dead. There's no way you could do a Justice League movie without Superman. The way Lex created Doomsday was really fucking dumb. Putting Zod's body in there, opening his hand with blood, and then that's how he created it. Okay. That was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. Nightmare Batman was out of place, I felt. So it looked kind of cool, and Batman Kills, of course. It just came out of nowhere, and then Flash is warning him, which I didn't even know that was the Flash until I heard reviews about it. I don't know if I really like the actor they chose for Flash. He looked kind of homeless in this movie. And also, Bruce sends Wonder Woman a fucking email. An email. Think about that. That's how you get your Justice League in this movie? By an email? And I laughed my ass off because I watched another review and they said, you know, someone took their time to design logos for each of the Justice League characters. And I noticed that too when I watched the movie. And I'm just like, that is just so weird. And I don't understand it. Flash, it's kind of funny because when they showed him it happened really, really quick. So I missed it. Which is kind of the purpose of his character. Also, I love the Flash TV series. It's actually my #1 favorite shows for comic books. So I'm not all like, oh, you're a Marvel lover, you hate DC. No, I prefer the DC TV shows actually over the Marvel shows. Besides Daredevil. Daredevil is actually fucking great. Season 2 is wow. And that's the problem in this movie, actually, if you think about it. Batman was pretty much like the Punisher, but with a bat cowl on him, if you really think about it, because the way he's just murdering people left and right. And a lot of people may not like that, and I'm mixed on that, so it looked cool. Just another part of this movie with the ending with, you know, Wonder Woman saves them, and it's in the trailer, and all this explosion and shit happening, more destruction on Gotham now, and Batman's motivation made sense because he hates Superman for what happened, but Superman basically only wants to fight Batman because Lex says, I kidnapped your mother. That's it. That's why Superman had to fight Batman. I just remember going through editing and I realized that when Batman is attacking Superman and he has the kryptonite sword thing, and Superman's yelling, Martha, Martha. That clued into me that they have the same name. I never even thought of that at the time. I was like, wait, what? And then it's like, oh wait, they have the same name of their mothers. That was cool. So I just wanted to put that in here real quick. So, like I said, have a reason, a better reason for Superman wanting to fight Batman, because Batman's murdering people. There's no scene of Alfred talking about, Batman, you're killing people. That's all I wanted, and that did not happen. I didn't like the motivation. I think it was Just so stupid. And I forgot. Oh my god, Justice League part. It's just there's so much stuff going in my brain. This is the most difficult review I could ever do because this movie was so choppy. But Cyborg's part was fine. Aquaman. Who the fuck cares about Aquaman? Oh my god. It was just so stupid. I'm sorry. He's like swimming like the slow motion part, and then he just zooms hyper speeds out of there. It was the dumbest thing that I've ever seen. I started laughing so hard, and my friend and I were like, we wanted to just talk in the middle of this movie and say how much stupid scenes there were, and it was just so bad. And like, you get, you know, Bruce Wayne, his origin, and he's running away, and he falls into a cave, and there's the bats that float him up to the heavens, like, and my friend's like, this is fucking retarded. And then you get a scene with Lois in like the desert, and then she's looking for a bullet, and then you cut to Batman, and he takes out some people, and then you cut to another scene, and then another, and then another, and another, and it's just, you can't follow the story if you do that. And that was a big problem with this movie. Too many scenes, cut, splits, cut, and it's just hard to follow. It really felt like a really bad wrestling match. Like, when you're sitting there and you have the boring matches and then the segments and another boring match, and you're waiting for the main events to happen, and then you have a middle match that's, you know, it's fine, it's good, but then another boring segment, and then the main event happens, and you're like, yes, finally, but then you're let down. So, this movie was tough to, it felt like homework, honestly. And it's not a good part when you feel like you were forced to sit there and watch this movie. So, I just don't think I'm ever going to watch it again. If I do, it'll probably be like Netflix, or if someone streams it and they have the rated R version, because I don't think I'm going to buy this immediately when it comes out on Blu-ray. And of course, again, 3D, which was pointless. I'm just tired of talking about this movie. Ugh. I'm sorry. I wanted to love it. I really did. Does this make me excited for future films besides a Batman movie? No. Justice League movie, do I really care? I'll watch it, but I'm not really excited. Only if Ben Affleck directs it, and if Zack Snyder is returning, that's an epic fail, because the studio should look at this and be like, they really need to look at that rating system, because sometimes rating systems could be like a good thing and sometimes not, and it's just, there's a lot of problems with this movie. A lot of problems. So hopefully you guys don't get pissed off with me and like say I'm shit. And then if you're a subscriber of me, hopefully you don't unsubscribe and think you don't know what you're talking about, because I had to go back and forth on this movie and like really think about it, and this is tough because I love Batman, I love Superman. As a kid, I actually had Superman pajamas that my grandma made for me, and I didn't have the cape. But I would, you know, pretend I was Superman and like pretending to fly around and jumping off my garage into a sandbox. So I grew up watching these two heroes, and to finally get them on the big screen, it is awesome. Like, finally, right? I just wanted it something better. Something to blow me away, and I feel like I wasn't completely blown away off my seats. Parts of me were bored, but if I had to rate this for visual effects, it's probably a 10. Visual effects, it's a 10. Storytelling, a 5. Acting, a 9. There's a lot of shit going on in this movie, and it's tough to keep. I gotta watch it again to actually Maybe if I do watch it again to actually do more detail of review, but who knows? Maybe on Blu-ray. I would just say seeing Lois Lane in that bathtub, that was awesome. So show more of that. I'm probably forgetting a bunch of shit. So hopefully you guys like this review, and please hit that like button, subscribe, share, and Stormtrooper Mark. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. I'm Batman.